Okay, today I'm going to show you how to make this widget mirror unit. It's made from Luan. It's mahogany. It's Philippine mahogany, Luan. The slide profile is tapered. I used a planer thicknesser on that, and I will show you how to do that. Up on the top there's a built-in LED which is cut out with the saw. And so without further ado, I can see you there. I will take you and show you the full build of this. So what we're going to use is we're going to be using what's called T5 LEDs. And the T5, for instance, for the big one, we have 4 different mirrors we're doing, but the big one is the one we'll be concentrating on. I want to put a slope in this. It's like, this is going to be the frame the way it's going, like this, and like this, and these will be mitered. The mirror will be here. There will be space between the mirror and the wall for the wiring and all that, and the wires are already there. So these will be mitered in, and on the top, inside here, this one will be sunk into it. And we're going to use the saw to take out the trench for this. And but what I want to do was put a small slope here. And I'm thinking of doing that with a planer thicknesser by putting something on the back of it here like this, on consistently with the mold. So just to take the square look of it, to take the door down, this will not be seen. The glass goes against here, or the mirror, sorry, goes against here, and say that's the side, then the light is going to be up here, or vice versa. The smaller one, the light is going to be right in here, just before the mirror. So there'll be still a lip here, and this one will be sunk into it. So that's what we're going to do. Is I'm going to start off by putting a slope in these, and I have to determine how much of a slope I want. So I'll determine what angle I need to bring this up at here, and then I will put a piece in underneath here and go through the planer thicknesser and take 2 scalps off this till in about halfway. I don't want this to be in the slope part, so I want this one. So I'm thinking about halfway and we'll do the slope. Now we have our slope for our profile for our frame. And that's going to make it look a lot different than if we had it just square coming across here, especially when it's finished and varnished up and everything. So this will all stand out nicely. Fine, looks good. And it doesn't even need to be sanded. So we'll do that with all the pieces before you do any mitering or measuring or anything. The light fitting is going to be going in the square part here, and that's going to be done on the saw later. Okay. Now we've made more manageable pieces. I've left this a little over 1/4. The unit's going to finish 1/350 or something like that. 1/350. So this is our T5, and the T5 is 1/180. So that's when our blade is coming up, we'll know that that's as far as we have to go with our blade. Now then we have to determine, this is a smaller one. I'm just using the smaller one for measurement, and I want this much to go down. I want this much to stay up where this is. So it's 18 millimeter there, from there to there. We probably have to put it in with a bit of silicone to stop it moving around. I don't know at this stage. Those who don't have a DeWalt, so to take the knife out is very quick compared to others. You pull this handle, and then you pull the knife, pull it out, and the knife comes out, and it's clasped in there with 2. on the ends of both of them. But first thing I'll do is I'll chisel these out. Little rubbers actually help it a little bit, it makes it a little bit tight. Now the little plugs that come with these, oh, that's not good. I don't need the brackets anyway. We'll stick that in here like this, and that will determine how deep it goes. So that will go down to there. And then there's the one for joining the next one. You can put that one in the other end, and that stops that going down. So this is what it will look like on the inside. Now, so what we're doing it now is I'm doing the miters for the corners. The straight line here, square line here. Of course, this is not square because this is tapered. So the taper on the sides, yeah, it's okay to be like this. It'll look nice. It'll look an awful lot nicer than being square anyway. We might have to touch them up with a block plane or something like that. This one, we've cut them back. I've cut them back to 19 millimeters. So I'll cut more off here. There's still plenty of room for the mirror and a slip to hold the mirror, and then there's plenty of room for the wiring behind it for the light up at the top. Now, before I do a glue up, I always like to do a dry run, so like assemble, and this is not really assembled. My clamps, I'm missing one part of the 4 clamps, so I cannot use them, and so I have an old strap here, cheap strap, and I just cut these out on the saw, and we can adjust them. I'm going to put some paper there so that the glue don't get onto them, and then I'm going to glue it all up now. I don't think you can get any squarer than that. There is not even a hair. So now we take off the glue, so now we take off the strap and we take off the paper off here, and we're going to spline it. So the ceiling is too low inside, so I have to come outside and do this. So I've set up this one on one side here, and we will reverse both of them. If you want to know how to make this, I'll give you a link to the video up there, and or at the end of the video, and it'll be also in the description. So I'm just putting 2 splines in each one of them, and they worked out fine. So I'm going to cut the slits for them and glue them in. And after an hour or so, I'll cut them off with the saw, and then tidy up the whole thing, and then we're finished. Make sure it's perfectly flattened as well, and then we run this on top of it, because the minimum on the saw is about 5 millimeters, I think. And so then this one fits in here, then it should anyway. Fits in nice and tightly there, not too tight, but nice and tightly. So we'll cut up a few pieces like this then on the saw, and we'll just glue them all in. And you can put a bit on the spline itself if you want to, on the insert, but tight, all right. I don't know if it needs to be that tight, but anyway, it goes in, and it's not that tight that it's going to break the wood or anything. On both sides, so it goes in. You don't have a gap to fill later. I'm going to trim off the lines, and then we'll tidy it up with the block plane, and then it's ready for varnishing then. that came out pretty okay. Now I'm happy with that. Barely noticed the splines in the side at all. I'm thinking now. It's going to stain it. Now I'm thinking, no, it's nice enough. So I need to dust it down another little bit. I'm going to put sand and seal on it. Sand and seal. That's nitros paint, the same as. And I'm not sure if you're able to get that everywhere. Especially it's not allowed in California or somewhere like that. But this is a lacquer. It's sand and seal is a lacquer. Okay, so yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I'll give it a coat of that. I'll bring up the grain, raise the grain, and then we'll sand it down again. And it turned out nice. I think fairly nice. I heard not really furniture grade, but nearly. And the splines are okay. You don't notice them at all. It's all sanded up. Next we're going to put the first coat of lacquer clear gloss. That's also, we put a small amount of lacquer thinners with it. A bit of thinners in the bottom. About 10% is all I'm putting in this. I've already sealed the wood. I might put a little bit more, it's a bit thick. Clear gloss lacquer is also nitrocellulose, so ventilation, mask, etc. A little bit more thinners into that for the first couple of coats. I'll put on about 3 coats of this. They will dry in about 10 minutes. Okay, now I'm after giving it, I have it upside down now, I'm after giving it 1, 2, 3, 2 sand and seal and 3 lacquer. Well, I only done 2 on the back here, that's going against the wall, but and the parts that are seeing. I cut, these are my brackets for holding it on the wall. I just countersunk these. I got an old tank of mine that was leaking stainless steel screws as well, and we'll make up a hook plate so that it'll sit onto it like, we'll make our own. Sunk this in and wired it up through here. We'll take the plates off when they're done the glass. Put them back on again then. So I just have, all I have to do now is get the mirror put into it and hang it on the wall and connect up the wires, and that's it. Turned out nice enough. And now, so there I got the mirror in it. I got 6mm glass put into it. And it cost approximately $40 equivalent, 2,200 pesos. That's my wife, she'll bit. So we'll have that one about here. So what I'll do is I'll measure the worktop and I'll measure the middle, and then I'll measure from there to there, and then we'll put them on the wall. It's heavy, so it needs a bit of cleaning. It's going up high. You won't see the thing on the top, obviously, but. Yeah, it's a big beast. Thank you for watching the video. If you like the video, can you please subscribe, click the subscribe button, and thank you very much for watching.